Welcome to my YouTube channel, Wow Farm Talk. Today I come to learn about poultry. So let's go and meet our farmer. Okay, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you, brother?
Okay, we are fine. So can you introduce yourself to us?
Well, my name is Ebenezer Kojotu, Ghana's most outstanding teacher 2021 and Global Education Awards winner 2022. I'm a staff of Winneba Secondary School, and I am also a farmer. In fact, an awards-winning farmer. 2017, I was the best livestock farmer in the Futu municipality of Ghana, and 2020, I was the overall best farmer, second runner-up for the Futu municipality. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir. Congrats for your awards.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Can you know, like, we want to know if somebody wants to start poultry farmer, what the person will need to start poultry.
All right, thank you very much. To begin a poultry farming, you need a lot of planning, and also you need resources. And resources we're talking about at least funds. Uh, Poultry farming is such a way that you don't begin and stop in a way, especially when you are taking about layers. No, so you have to really be prepared, and you also factor the number of beds that you have to take, and then uh, the resources that will be able to allow you to cater for them. Yeah. Then your structure is also very, very important because it is the number of beds that is going to influence your structure. It is actually not anything big. I started with only 4 beds.
Wow.
Only 4 beds. And today I have a lot of them. But if you go to other rooms, there are a lot of them. So I started with only 4 beds. I mean, I've never been a farmer before. None of my family members have been a farmer before. A colleague teacher of mine was going on transfer. He had 8 beds and I bought 4. And I started, and before I realized that's where I've reached. So it is not any big deal, but it's about the zeal, the determination. That's what's going to really happen. So first, you have to plan very well, thinking about the number of beds that you're going to start with, uh, the structure you're going to put in place, and then the resources, especially the fund that they can place there so that you can use it to take care of the bed. Why am I saying so? You're going to be using well broilers. Broilers, they are those that can mature within shortest possible time, within 3 months. Or did I say 3 months? Within even 2 weeks, 2 months, 8 weeks, it should be ready for you. So between 8 weeks to 12 weeks should be ready. Even that one, when you start, broilers, they eat a lot, so it means you have to get enough resources. And they start as chicks. The feed consumption is not so much, but as they develop, as they grow, then they keep on eating so much. So if you do not prepare yourself with that, then it will get a time you don't have money to feed them, and then whatever you have invested is going to be at a loss. In the same way, talking about layers, layers you have to feed them from day old chicks level to about 4 months, 5 months, and they will start laying full from 6 months going. So just imagine you're going to take about 100 beds. You have to factor so much into it because as soon as you bring them to your farm, caring for them, giving them vaccination and those all of them, and then the feeding for about 5 months before they start laying for you. So if you do not have resources, you get to about 2 months, 3 months, and then you see that you have locked up somewhere. And sometimes some people normally would sell their bets away. After spending so much into it, they sell their bets away very cheap. So if you really want to go into farming and then you want to do it very well, then you have to do a lot. Especially, let me use about if you're going to use about 100 bets, let's use about 100 beds.
Okay.
Now, one bed at the market is about within 15 series to 20 series.
Okay.
Yeah, 15 to 20, and then the local ones can get about 12 series. So, if you are to wear 100 beds, then you have to just factor it. Factor that amount.
Okay.
Let's say 20 series times because transportation and all that
Okay.
will be multiplied by the 100.
That's total.
Yes, that's separate. That is just for the beds. The vaccination has not come in, the feeding has not come in, and the rest. So 2,000 let's put it that every week or in total before you can really take care of them before they can, you need about more than 30,000 before
Data.
they can really get matured for you to, or
Wow.
even more, or even more. So it's a gradual process, but of course you don't need it as a bulk.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're a government worker, well, as and when you need them, you can just bring money to
Okay.
take in. But of course, you have to get some resources somewhere to cater for them. Other than that, you lock up and then the best they are such a way that if you stop feeding them, if you starve them, they are going to also going to what? Starve you. For
Wow.
the layers, we have a term we call them feed me, make you happy.
Wow.
So if you treat them good, layers, if you treat them good, they're also going to lay for you. But if you don't treat them bad, if you starve them water, if you starve them feed, if you starve them attention, vaccination, they also not perform for you and you'll be at a loss.
Okay. So please, yes, if I chip in, if I yes, a lot of the layers. So is it the layers they go out eh,
I have been fortunate that within 4 months,
4 months?
some have started laying.
Okay.
But basically from 5 months going, that's when they start laying.
Okay. So if you start with end there, like what about the feeding? The feeding, how do you feed them daily or
Thank you very much. So when you bring them, the chicks, some are sold locally, some are also imported. Mostly we import them.
okay?
Uh-huh. So as soon as before you even bring the deal, which is you are booked when you book them, before you bring them, you have to prepare your farm.
Okay.
You have to prepare a special room, we call it brooding room. You
Okay.
have to prepare it and then cover the whole place with polythene sheets to ensure that and then generate heat. Some use gas, I have the gas. Some use Japan coal pot. Some use there are a lot of mechanisms that people
Okay.
use. Some use even coal pot, normal coal pot, and then they just light the fire in it. So you have to really, and then you have to lay the floor of that room, brooding room, with brown paper,
Okay.
or it's supposed to be clean so that no particle will be seen on them. So when the birds are brought, and you have to generate the heat is supposed to be up small so that when the chicks are brought, as soon as you send them there, they already having the heat.
It's
And
okay.
they will be stressed up. So when they come, what you do with that? First and foremost, you give them glucose because
Glucose.
they have traveled from maybe outside Ghana or from Kumasi or whatever. They've traveled, so they have been stressed out. So you give them glucose water.
Okay.
So that you, and that way you don't just put them there. As you we also use it to count. As you are
Okay.
bringing them from the box, you count them. So you put them, you put their beaks
It's
inside the water
water.
so
Okay.
that they will taste it and then they, to encourage them to drink the
Drink it.
water.
Okay.
And as you are doing that, you'll be counting them as well so that you know that your stock is okay or not. Then after that, you can, because of the stress, it is not advisable to feed them straight away. You can allow about an hour or 2 hours so you can feed them. But if they have stayed longer period, they have delayed, then you have to start feeding them. Other than that, they will die. So you have to give, and this brooding will go on until they start growing feathers.
Wow.
Yeah, so for about 2, 3, 4 weeks, they may be in the brooding house.
So from day 1 to 1 month.
Sometimes less, about 3. As soon as they start growing feathers, you can open because the feather that's going to give them warmness.
Worms. Okay.
So that you can just open it up and then keep on feeding them. But of course, there's vaccination that you have to also give them every week. You have to give them vaccination every week. You have to give them vaccination.
Wow.
So all those who import the bird, when you're going for the bird, they'll give you the vaccination schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they will give you the service so that you follow.
Sure.
Okay. So do you have a secret for them, or is do you have a medicine or something that if somebody is sick, I can give to them?
Oh, sure. We have a lot of, as for medication, there are many, but they have been grouped according to antibiotics, vitamins, and then vitamin antibiotics, apart from the vaccination.
Okay.
So the antibiotics, that's when they are severely sick, then you introduce that one.
Okay.
Other than that, if me and you are not sick, we take medicine. We don't normally take the medicine when we are not sick. So the best is not advisable to. That's what we always want the bed to be produce organic eggs for us. So you don't have to be giving them so much antibiotics.
Okay.
But of course, vitamins it help them to what eat. Vitamins help them to what to eat, and then for their digestive system to work very well. So sometimes, mostly, we give them vitamins. And then sometimes antibiotics based on when they are sick or not. And sometimes you can Also, we have other medicine called vitamin antibiotics. So that way you can also introduce that. But we hardly introduce the antibiotics
Okay.
unless some bird is so severely sick. Yeah.
Okay. In the morning, what activity do you normally do?
Thank you very much. So in early morning, when I come to the farm, the first thing is to check, because we are around the bush, so to check in terms of safety.
Okay.
Sometimes you get a snake or other animals around. So
Okay.
I come and then I make sure that I spy to see if the place is safe, and you just have to check around. So if the place is safe, you have to give them water. You have to change their water. You have every if you are giving them medication every 24 hours, you have to change it. If
Wow.
normal water, fine. You give them after you come and then top it up and then you give them, then you give them feed as
Okay.
well. And that is in the morning. So from the morning afternoon going, you start coming for your eggs. So you can see that we have taken all the eggs.
Yes.
If it was in the morning, you see there are a lot of eggs.
So do you have a special food for them?
Yes, we have a lot of feeds. I mean, different brands. I use sometimes I use Gavco. Now I'm using Kujis. So
Okay.
the feeds to when they are chicks, we give them chick mash. If it is
Okay.
broiler, we give them broiler starter. That
Okay.
help them to grow and grow well. They will, as they are growing to the middle, we give them grower. And then
Okay.
as they grow to mature, they start laying. We give them, as they grow up, prepare them to what? To lay.
Lay.
And then
Okay.
as they start laying, we give them the layer mash.
Okay. So the layers a day, how many egg they able to produce?
Every bird is supposed to produce one
Egg
egg a day.
a day. Wow.
However, so when you calculate like that, they will say that within 7 days, it's supposed to produce egg every day.
Every day.
It's not always like that. Based on the conditions, sometimes a bird can produce 5 times a week or 6 times a week, or sometimes they are not well treated, can be 3 or 2, and that means you are losing.
You're using.
Yeah.
Okay. So sir, if somebody is sick, how do you identify that this one is sick?
Thank you very much. So sometimes you come see that they are all active.
Okay.
Let's look at the one that is laying there.
Okay.
I can see it is active, but even if it is sick, it will be very dull and so when you touch it and it is not moving up and down, then it means there's something wrong. You have to bring it down.
Okay.
Sometimes you can see that their combs become very pale. Even that's what we use to even determine birds that are laying and those that are not laying.
Wow.
The comb is very pale. If the comb is very active, then you see that everything is okay. But if the comb is very pale and then the animal is sick, is not able to move up and down, then you see that there's something wrong with the animal.
Okay.
Sometimes if they start dying, can do postmortem. You can do what we call postmortem. Then you see what is really wrong with them. Then you can.
Okay, so let's check it for the housing. Do you have types of housing that for the layers?
Okay, thank you very much. Currently, what you see is what we call battery cage system, where the birds are placed in cages.
Cages, okay.
Yeah, and it's good. It's efficient. It's labor good as well, because with this one, I'm able to take care of them myself. I go to work, I come and then I give them food in the morning. I go and then come back and then the eggs are there. I come and pick my eggs.
Okay.
But if I'm using, we also have the deep litter system.
Okay.
Deep litter and that one, the animals will be on the floor. And then for them, see, they will be picking even sometimes their feces things from the floor, and then so it doesn't give them that health, good health as it's supposed as compared to this one. This one they don't touch anything, they don't see anything, they don't pick anything from the floor. So they are very healthy. And when they lay the eggs too, it doesn't stay with them. As compared to the deep litter, the eggs will be with the egg. So when it hits another egg, when they lay and it hits another egg, it's breaking and then they will eat it. So this comparing the two, this one is very good. And then sometimes we also have the sensitive system where people allow them to be free range. The free range is where they will be out and then they bring them in. But we don't practice that one here.
But this one, that means this one is costing than the two.
Oh, I would say this one is rather cheap. Though getting the battery cage, it's expensive.
Okay.
But when you get that one, because that one has the drinkers there, that one has the feeders there, it has the laying nest and everything. But the deep litter, after creating your room, you have to get your drinkers.
Okay.
And the more they age, the more they get destroyed. You have to get your laying nest. You have to get your feeders. And all those ones, the more they age, the more they get destroyed. But this one, they are just there. Every time This one is even easy. This one you connect to the pipe. You open the pipe and then the water. If you are giving the water will flow.
Okay.
And that's it.
So are they need light to night? They need light 24 hours or
It depends on every farmer. I mean, sometimes you can run a system whereby even in the night, give them light for them to eat. Sometimes, ideally, just like me and you, maybe we are supposed to sleep. So if there's light on, sometimes it disturbs us.
okay.
So ideally, they are supposed to sleep without bed so that they can also sleep well and then in the morning they become active. But if there's always light, it disturbs them as well. So you have to manage. As a farmer, you have to steady your trend. You have to study your trend so that you see that when I do this, it works for me.
Yeah.
What will work for me might not work for you as a farmer.
Okay.
So you have to study your place where you are and then how things are working. So you have to monitor the situation. You can keep record of whatever happened. Keep record. Okay, so this time I gave them this particular antibiotics. What was the effect after giving them? What was the production? Did the production increase or it reduced? At this time I gave them light throughout. What was the production? Did it increase or did it reduce? Then you try the other side and then find out. So the one that will be best for you, you use it and it will help.
Okay, so the lay ones, and it's important to do it in town or can do it in rural area.
You can do it everywhere. Just that in poultry farming produce scent because of the feces.
Okay.
So that's why it's not advisable to do it in the town. But if in your own home, even if in your home, sometimes then you have to control the feces.
Okay.
You have to because mine we normally pick it and we use it at what to fertilize the land around so that we can do vegetable planting. So we do vegetable planting, maize cropping and the rest.
Wow.
So and the good news is that when we plant maize, the maize that we plant, we use it to prepare feed. Give them, and then when they also eat the feed and then we get the feces, we really use it to fertilize the land, so that it's helping.
Okay, sir. So what is the challenge of the poultry farming?
Oh, thank you very much. I believe the challenges are enormous. There are many. I mean, we have all been hearing about bird flu and the rest and the rest. Yes, they are all there, but I thank God that I have never experienced such because you call something called biosecurity. When you're coming, there's a footpath, you step in, and then that one, it has chemicals in it. So as you step in, it kills the chemicals. So any insect that you are bringing inside the farm.
Okay.
So you wash your tanks, your pipes and everything. If you do that one, you don't have any problem. Of course, you may have some few challenges as when it comes, you just have to contact your veterinary officer and then do it. But I thank God I have never experienced any serious pandemic or mortality.
Okay, so what about your security?
Well, for my security, it's a school compound and then it has been walled.
Okay.
So at least that is a bit form of security. And apart from locking our doors, then we also have security men around in the school who patrol in the night around.
So if I'm starting, is it need for me to get security?
That's why it's advisable. Yes, another thing that I have to talk about as a disadvantage is workers.
Workers.
Yes, labor. I mean, getting workers. Workers have been most of our troubles. Workers, especially. I mean, you employ people to work and then you trust them and then they will be stealing. So before I realized, you'll be pushing so much money into it and now no yield will come. So at the end of the day, I had so many rooms that I used to have so many beds, but I have to sell all of them and then take care of it myself. So instead of getting beds all over so I can create a job for other people, now I'm taking care of it myself. So the job that I have to create for other people, I'm not creating it. I created it. And then all those who gave the opportunity, they came to steal, they came to make sure that they collapse it. So now the little that I can handle, I'm handling it. And so that is another thing that I've been apart from that, the rest are political things like the cost in inflation and then a high cost of feed production and the rest.
So say if I'm starting, like I'll not be around 24 hours, can I say I employ somebody and what method I can take it in places?
Now the advice that I'll give anyone who want to go into poultry farming is that first you want to let it be easy for you. Well, start with battery cage. It's expensive, but try and then get that one. Okay. You get that one, that will be good for you because that one you can leave it and go and come.
Wow.
And the next thing is for your security, get security cameras. Every poultry farmer, in fact, every farmer, get CCTV cameras. That is the only thing that can help you, because that one can monitor whatever goes on. The worker knows you are monitoring him, you too, you know you are monitoring. So at least it will minimize, and then you get your money, the worker will also get his money.
Okay. Okay. So, sir, thank you very much. So, if you are, I'm starting, as we start with big or as we start with small, what?
Please, as a farmer, you as a beginner, you need to start small. You can start with 50 bets so that you can get the experience.
Wow.
Can if you say there have been cases that people have traveled from outside Boga, they came and then they have to go and buy 5,000 bets, 2,000 bets. People advise that they will never listen, and they get about 2-3 months and they have to sell the bets, because it is not easy. If you have not gone into it, then you don't know. So as a beginner, our advice, you start with only 50 bets as a beginner,
Wow.
or probably 100 bets as a beginner, so that as you manage it, you get to know and then you can also, as you maybe first month of, you go for 100 bets, about 6 months later you can go for about 200. You should be picking it in that way, but don't pick it at a bulk.
Wow.
It will disturb you. Pick maybe 100 at the beginning, then about 6 months, or when they're about to start laying, go and pick another maybe 200 or 300, because those that have started laying, you are taking care of them. They will start laying. The laying, you can get some money to support you in feeding those that are coming.
Okay.
If you don't do it that way and you go and bring them back, at the time you will not have any money. You will be borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, and nobody will be ready to borrow you money, lend you money again. So it is important you pick them gradually. So 100, after 6 months you can go for about 300. After another 6 months you can go for. So before you realize your place is full, and then you have beds, and then each of them, by the time this one start laying, this one is also coming in that order, and it will help so that you can stay in the business.
Okay. So, sir, is this profitable?
Sure, I can tell you on authority and by the glory of God that I have never regretted, though it is workers who brought me down, but I have never regretted. And there has not been any occasion that I actually, let me say, I've never lost market. Every time people, but my farm is one of the farm that gives best eggs out.
Wow.
People don't want big eggs from but it's also a strategy. I mean, my eggs are always fresh. So as the egg that they are laid there, they are picked today, the owner has paid for it and he come pick it.
So
People, people have ordered my eggs up to next 2 weeks. They have paid full payment. Yes. So as we pick the eggs, the owners come for them. So they always get fresh eggs from my, as compared to other places that they pick and then they get spoiled. My eggs, you can stay for you more than 1 month and they are so strong.
Okay. The boys and the layers, which one is more
profitable?
Yeah,
I think both, but broiler is a short-term investment, and layer is long-term, because for broiler you just get them, and then within 3 months you are supposed 2 months, 3 months you are supposed to dispose them. So if you do not dispose, if the market is not there, you have buying broilers, you have to check whether you have the market. Are people there to buy? And that's when you have to start gradually. You can't just get up and go and bring about 300 broilers. You come to read them. You can't.
So boys, do you have a particular time to start with boys?
Oh, it depends on you, but ideally, normally we check it against the season. So Xmas is coming, so you know you are going to rear them you get ready 2 months to 3 months. So if Xmas is December, then you have to start get your bet by first week in October.
Okay.
They are supposed to be there, or even ending of September, so that by December and you have it. This applies to Easter. So by January you should get your broiler, so that by Easter, I mean, that's how it works. Unless you have some hotels or some business people that will come and then pick it, some companies that will come and pick it up, then you can do it every year. I used to do it every year. I used to, throughout the year I do it, but at point in time last year when the feed got expensive, I have to just back out. But and then the layers, as soon as they start laying, when you take care of them from 5 up to 5 months or 6 months that they start laying, they can lay for you for about 2 years.
2 years.
Yes. So So
After 2 years, what next?
after you sell them and then get money, you sell them.
And you start it again.
Yes. No, so that's why if you want to maintain your business, don't wait till you sell them off before you get. Before you, as they start laying, you can get a new stock so that when you dispose of the old stock, the new stock will also be laying.
So that means after 1 year and 1.5 months, you need to start with
No,
different.
not 1 year. After, as soon as they start laying, it is a time for you to start preparing, getting a new stock.
Wow.
After they start
There's a
laying-
long time with it because
Oh yeah, this is a long term. I mean, poultry is a long term project. I mean, that's it. If you want to go into broiler, that's okay. But broiler too has its own disadvantages. Yeah, because broiler, if they are not bought at 2 months and 3 months, they will keep on eating, and the price will also be the same. So you'll be losing. So if you
wow.
are supposed to sell the broiler at 126 at the end of November, now November it has not been bought, and December we are in December it is going. You keep on feeding them, you are selling them 120. Sometimes if you are not able to feed them too, they will start reducing in terms of weight, and they will die
Okay.
as well.
So with your experience, so if I have a borers in my if I have a farm with a borers and it's almost 3 months, what advice will you give to me?
Well, what I had some experience like that. So what I did was I slaughtered some of them and cut them to pieces and then make advert. So we
Okay.
can someone can come and buy 5 series, 10 series, 20 series, and then the person get it. So some parts. I mean, so that's another way of disposing of them. So instead of allowing them to die or starving them, because as they are eating, they will go against you. So what you do is that as they are good, you slaughter them and then you put them in the freezer and then you advertise and you sell them.
Wow.
Mm.
7 months. How much do you able to get in the borers in a month?
Oh, for broilers, I have stopped for some time now. And then it will not be unless you maybe I have to go through my data and I get you back. With the layers, I can easily talk about that. After all, let's put it that currently the layers that I have here, they are about 360. That's
360.
just 360.
Wow.
And I'm able to get they are able to lay about 320, 350, sometimes 300 for me. So that is about, if I'm not lying, about 80% production.
Okay.
So within a week, I can get a lot of eggs.
So within the week, do you able to sell how much in the week?
Oh, as for that selling, I told you, in my head that knows it doesn't say. Some
So
of those who are around, police who live around my community, they're able to get it because when they want to one or two, because people have already booked and then they are taking it. And they are taking it according to, give it to them according to the order that so if you get 10 crates, every day 10 crates, we give it out.
so one case is how much?
For now, my farm, I will also say it's the cheapest. My farm is 45 cities.
45, 6, and a day you're able to produce 6 crates,
10,
10
10,
crates.
10 crates or 11 crates.
Wow, then you have money.
Oh, that's what you say, but you are not thinking about what goes in there. As I'm saying, I'm supposed to go and buy feed. So one feed is almost with the transport is almost 400 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Just one bag.
Okay.
So that is it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, sir.
All right,
Very
thank
much.
you very much.
Okay.